First step, take your wheel off. If you don't have one of these, you can use one of these. This is a little bit easier. It's supposed to be. There we go. It's a good noise. Okay, back to this. There we go. Let's move this up. Now, oh geez, I can't remember if it has 3 holes to begin with, but either way, the furthest hole closest to the tire machine itself is what you're going to want for a small car tire like this. Unless you have a better method, slide that all the way up. Get that in there like that. I think it does make a difference. Have some soapy solution just to kind of get it in here. That way when you start working this bead around, you know, it kind of gets in between. It seems like it makes a difference, so I'll always do it. So next. Get it up there like that. Now you can push it all the way down so you squish the tire like that. Spin it around. Usually do like a 90-degree quarter turn, whatever you want to call it. Do it again. All right, so you can see, broke. This one's being a pain in the butt, so when I push down on this with my right arm, I actually grabbed this. You know, I kind of sat back and leaned, keep this in here, and that's what did it. So, that's great. Usually get the rest up there. Step on like that. Sorry, camera work here is challenging. Now, I'll get ready to do this side. Let's find out if it's going to be as much as a pain. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh jeez, I think I have a stick way up here. Almost too far. All right, instead of going around the wheel 8 times, I did the same thing again. I sat back, held with my right arm, and out of here, and I just pulled, sat down with it. So now we got that. There it is. This isn't really required for a steel wheel, but kind of made these. They're thick plastic, you know, whatever you want to use for this, but it just helps kind of protect the wheel. Put that on there. Like that. Grab this. Like that. Snug it. That's snug right there. Okay, next step. Okay, next step. Take this. Want to get that spoon in there. Keep in mind, if you're working on a new car like mine, there is a wheel speed sensor there, so you definitely need to be paying attention, otherwise you're going to be buying new ones. Don't ask me how I know. So good. Usually I start next to it. Like that. Put it on that side. And this part here, you know, whatever you've got. You can use a tire spoon, what do I call it, a Wonder Bar, Wrecker bar, just a big wedge. Should get that in there too. Doesn't have to be much, just gotta sit right here. I'm not sure if I could do this one-handed. Let's see. I'll use my knee. Just now you gotta work it around. Let's use the other leg. And start pulling. There, that side's done. Take this part, go next to the speed sensor without busting it. Pull up on your tire. Now you got it started. Like this, however you want to shove it in here. Usually like that. Just start to work it. It'll come right off. Alright. Next thing you want to do, if you got some wheel weights, you want to buy this guy here from Hobo Freight or whatever it is. You know, go pick one up, take your wheel weights off. This one's nice, works really well. If you don't have one, a flathead screwdriver, get it right in here, and a hammer, whack, comes right off. So, second way to take a wheel weight off, at least is what I do. Let's see, where did it go? Right here. That works. Okay. Now it's about time for the new tire. So I like to lube it up. Lube up both speeds, inside, outside, all that mess. Makes everything go really well. Use whatever you want. We just got like a soapy mixture. It's just pretty much all soap. Real thick. It's like a gel almost, but it works great. Makes everything a lot easier. I've used WD-40 in the past. I don't know if that's the best. It's what I had on hand. But all else fails, just go get yourself some dish soap, water. Make it real nice and bubbly. And that'll give you plenty to work with. And then of course they make all the other tire, lube, bead stuff. You can use whatever you want. All right. I know some tires come with an orange or yellow mark. Mine doesn't have that. It just has this barcode. I don't see anything else on this tire to use to put with the orange, you know, the heavier side of the wheel. So we're going with the barcode on that one. So just push it on. Sometimes you can get them on all the way. Just pay attention to what you're doing. You don't want to have to go to the dentist because you kissed this. All right, so now, okay, so the next thing, again, you could use a tire spoon. This little tool thing, I think it came from Harbor Freight. It's like a little claw, sits on the bead. It holds the tire in place for you while you work it around. I usually start it up in front of the wheel sensor, because that way when I'm working this tire around and I'm kind of pulling the rest of it on, it's not pulling on the wheel sensor because you can break it. So take this end here, get in there. You're gonna have to get into it a little bit. Let's just start working it around as far as you can. You want to make sure your bead, both beads, are sitting really far in on your wheel. It allows it to stretch, you know, across the wheel as far as it'll go. just gotta be careful. You don't want to bust yourself in the face, but keep in mind the wheel speed sensor's up there, so do this gently. Just have to finish working it over the wheel. So I know where the speed sensor is. So usually at this point, you can actually, no, almost. It'll go if I really try. There's no need to do that, so let's finish doing it like this. That's it. Right there. Now we can get it ready. One more. It's gonna be loud. My favorite noise is back. I'll put these guys back in. So it'll go on like this. Straight it in. Don't crank it. Just like as soon as it starts to grab, just a little snug. That's all you need. The tire calls for about 33 psi. The next part is balance it. Okay, so I'll show you how to take this, break it down. Take that part of the bar. That side. Put on the bubble bouncer. Let's see, mine's not perfect. Oh, can we get on this? There it is. So it needs a little weight on this left side here. Let's see what we got. Got 2 wheel weights. Oh, jeez. This one's huge. This might be too much. Let's see what it does. It's close. Let's bump it. I usually like to bump it, kind of resettle it. It's hard to tell on the phone, but it does need actually more weight. Let's see. If I stop moving. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm just gonna pretty much hammer those in place and we'll be good. So these just kind of, you can use these ones. These are actually the ones that came off the wheel. I usually find a way to make them work. Have them, you know, hammer them on. Double check. That's dead on. I know you can't tell on the phone, it's hard. So, like this guy, or hammer, just give it a whack. Okay. Make sure these are all seated. Looks good. Looks good. Excuse the camera. I'm gonna get this thing to settle down again real quick. And before I pull it off, we'll double check it. It's close. Pretty dang close. How about that? All right, it's ready to go back on the car now.